Jill Lawler, Lawler, 63 Sarasota Avenue. Well, Happy New Year, I guess. It's not surprising that no one raised their hand after Terry Fleming spoke. What a tough speaker to come after. We've had some great speakers tonight. I'm glad that most of you are listening. It's too bad that we have one member missing. But let's go back to one thing. The very first speaker, Chairman Callahan, he put up a chart and he detailed 2023. The one thing that he didn't talk about in 2023 was after the planning board so boldly saw what was happening at the State House, they did make a recommendation to the town council, which I was a member of at the time, to make some changes, to stick up for the town and our town home rules. We have the right to be able to enact zoning ordinances that best fit our town. We have that right. And when the planning board saw what was happening at the State House, and that Sakarchi was making these overwhelming reach changes that would affect every single community, they worked so diligently. I can't even tell you how many special meetings they had in subgroups to be able to come back and make some changes so that when this happened in January of 2024, that Narragansett would be able to still have the home rule and have the zoning that we wished. So in December 2023, when the planning board finally made the recommendation to the town council, the vote was 4-1 for the town council to recommend and accept the planning board. The one thing that was missing in all of this over this last year is the press. Where is the press? Where is the TV coverage? Where is the newspaper coverage? Because I will tell you, when I'm sitting in the seat that Mr. Durkin was sitting in a year or so ago, any time that the council would take up any of the housing changes that were made, the recommendations by the State House, we'd have one or two crews here from Channel 10, Channel 12, they would be here. You'd see the microphones here taking it in. You'd come home at 11 o'clock news, you'd see it. Narragansett is going up against the speaker. How dare they? I'm glad I did. And I'm so proud of the other 3 council members who went along with the planning board and voted with me to say Narragansett has the right to have town home rule and govern as we see fit for ourselves. One size does not fit all. This 15% increase, I can't agree more with the speakers before me. It has nothing to do with affordable housing. It has nothing. I know, Councilor Vignali, when you first brought this forward many, many months ago, one of the reasons that you expressed that you wanted to push back on the 15% was your particular house, that you were not able to put on a deck, you weren't able to age with the home. I don't think you took into consideration the fact that your house is built on wetlands. So if you take a look at the town GSI maps, which I have, and I'm not about to dox you, but I took a look over the overlay, and your home lot is very, very wet. That's why your house sits so close to the road. In order to put that house on that lot, you had to do that. So when the town denied the ability for you to build a deck, it had nothing really to do with the fact other than you have wetlands you have to build around. So you have to take that into consideration. I also want to just say, I'm really surprised that this is back here. The town engineer, several months ago, had a fantastic proposal for you, actually a proposal. He gave a presentation with a consultant, and we talked about our sewer. The town engineer has told this council, the people behind me, that we need a $200 million upgrade to our existing system just to accommodate our current infrastructure, Yet here we are tonight, going forward with a vote, hopefully not, for you to say that you can build 15% more on these lots. It's not going to be for affordable housing. It's not. Stop trying to fool us. Nobody's buying it. No one. I mean, even you, Council President, you seem to be shaking your head with the speakers tonight. So I hear where you're at. You've been so bold as to say you can't afford to live in this town. And that's, you know, it's a sad fact, but it's true, and good for you for saying it. But if you want to address how to make this town more affordable, there are certain ways you can do it. One of the best things I heard was not a suggestion made by me, but by Tom Warren. He came to a meeting one time and said, why don't you use the housing bond money, the $3 million that town voted for, and buy current homes on the market in the north end of town where they're more reasonable? We could have bought 5, 6 of these homes by now.
We're actually doing that. I don't know if you've looked at any of the affordable housing meetings.
My time now, Alex, right?
I know. I know
you're doing repairs, but by now, to the point that Jesse had made, if you had done something a year ago, you could have had 6 houses, and you could have given them to the housing authority to have them oversee, and we could have had 6 families in here, but we don't. The last thing that I want to discuss is the recusal. I have to think that Mr. Durkin's going to recuse himself tonight. I mean, just this morning, the Ethics Commission of Rhode Island was taking a look at the complaint that's currently against him for being able to vote on town issues. So I'm kind of convinced that he's going to recuse himself tonight, and without having Ryan here, that leaves 3 of you. I can't agree more with Mr. Fleming. You can't have a first reading a vote on this tonight. You have 4 members, 1 should be recusing himself. I agree also, I think it was Mr. Pugh, if not, I forget who it was, that said that Councilman Durkin should not be sitting up there. Other times that he's recused himself, he's at least moved to the audience. But right now, the undue influence you have over your colleagues is real. And it is you who could serve to benefit most from this increase. I don't know the amount of lots that you have, but I know they're numberable, maybe 60 or so. I know that you own the most property in town. So you, sir, have the ability to gain the most from it. Jesse brought up a couple of the points that I wanted to talk about, but it is about the code of ethics in the town council that you have.
Yeah, I just want to make sure that you're talking specifically about the
Sure, I am. I'm talking about your vote tonight,
Yep.
and whether or not you should be voting tonight.
Yep. I just, again, just want to keep us on topic, that's all.
In a public hearing, as you know, council, you can speak as long as you wish. So if you take a look at the town charter, there are 5 elements about code of ethics for the councilors. Adhere to the highest standards of ethical conduct, respect the public trust and the right of people, be open, accountable, and be responsive to people. Avoid the appearance of impropriety. Not use your position for private gain or advantage. You know, one thing that I saw at the last meeting when you guys decided, which was great, not to reopen the charter, it really appeared a couple of you were thinking about running again and what it would look like if you were to start messing with the charter now during a year of election. So I want to remind you of another part of the charter, and I'm not asking you to remove the man from office, but another element of your responsibility as town councilors, any elected official or appointed official serving for the town may be removed by the town if the town council, upon determining to its satisfaction that a serious, knowing, and willful violation of the town code of ethics has been committed by an official. The 3 of you really need to sit there tonight and think, by Mr. Durkin voting or even being here, is this a serious conflict of interest? Because if it is, and I believe it is your responsibility as a council member, you swore an oath to this town, to be able to act upon that. Tonight.